bacon, lettuce, avocado, tomato, pasta salad. So 'tis the season for salads, isn't it?
It certainly is.
And so a few of our, favourite things in there. I'm just getting some bacon crispy, and Tracy's going to get me some more bacon.
Yeah, I am cutting up
Thank
the bacon as well as organising the kitchen. So today you can see we've got our new aprons on, our new Cooks Collective aprons. So this is part of the new branding for the new Cooks Collective website.
You know yet the online subscription that we have.
Yeah.
If you
don't know.
been living under a rock, or you're new to watching us.
So yes, if you're new, so welcome. If you're here for the first time, and welcome back to returning watchers as well. What do we call them? Viewers. So
we've got a few regular viewers that I'm sure are tuning in.
So bacon, lettuce, BLTs, very traditional, classic sort of sandwich combination. Bacon, lettuce, and tomato. We've put the in the BLT to make it black, because avocados are in season right now as we are filming this in November.
And you got to get more veg
in Western Australia. So, do you want to tell them quickly about it's important in a blat or a BLT, isn't it?
That's right. And we've decided to use bacon that we make ourselves. So we have a class, what's a farmhouse class, that we actually make our own bacon. So I have in the freezer a supply of our own bacon, and you might have seen it's a slab of pork belly that we've cured basically, and it's awesome because it's not full of preservatives, and we know it's got the good Murray River pink salt in it, as opposed to whatever salt they're using. So it's actually going to take a bit longer. And maple, that's
syrup,
right, instead of sugar.
So no refined white sugar or any preservatives whatsoever. That's on the kitchen farmhouse table one, isn't it? And farmhouse kitchen table,
yes,
which is also a masterclass on the Cooks
Oh,
Collective.
have you filmed it already, have you?
I thought we had, haven't we? Yeah, we have. Yeah, we have. Well, we must have been blinking, Bri.
Yeah, I missed that one.
When you missed it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on the Cooks Collective.
So it takes a little bit longer to crisp up because it's not as thin. But it's far superior, isn't it?
Oh my gosh!
Every time you make your own, it's so much better, isn't it?
Chalk and cheese, yes. So for this blat pasta salad, I wanted a little bit of oniony sort of flavour in it as well. So we thought we'd
maybe it's in a blatto.
She's clever. Yeah, blatto.
Sorry, keep going.
Or a bloat.
A
bloat.
A bloat.
It could be a bloat pasta
salad.
Bacon, lettuce, onion, avocado and tomato. So I'm going to cut a red onion or a white salad onion if you want to, but the red onion, we like to get a little bit of colour into our food because we eat with our eyes, and that's how it all starts off. Well, we don't eat with our eyes. That would be silly, wouldn't it? Don't try and put this in your eyes. You eat through your mouth, but when you sit down at the table, it always looks beautiful if there's lots of colour and your mouth starts watering thinking how delicious it's going to be. So red onion, and I'm going to cut this into lyonnaise. So for those of you who have done our knife skills course or have looked on the Cooks Collective on our knife skills class, you'll know to cut out the little root of the onion and the stalk of the onion, so that you've got little 45-degree angles on each side, and then you can see the direction that the lines run. That's the way that you cut. So instead of getting rainbow cuts, which would be this way, you actually get these beautiful rounded, much more inclusive onions, I think, because that's me being a lyonnaise onion, but the rainbow onion's like that, so it's not as inclusive, is it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Always has to be a visual or a
always have to be a visual. Try and get a cuddle in any time you possibly can. So I'm just going to cut it up a little bit loudly as I'm tap chopping. I'll close my eyes so it's not as loud. If you get to the stage where I'm at now and I go, oops, it feels a little bit slippery, just flip your onion over. But look at that, how beautiful is that? And what we're going to do is actually, what are we going to do, Bri? Pickle it.
Yeah.
That's right,
A light pickle. A light, quick pickle.
A quick light pickle or a light quick pickle.
Whichever way.
Bri said measure it. I'm just going to go wild. So also we've got a new bottle of this thing. People go, how do you...
2 tablespoons. Oh, I just opened. Has it got a stopper underneath it or something? Oh, okay.
So at home, you can spend a little minute or so just flicking off that stopper. Remember to put it back on, because then when you go, oh, I'd like some vinegar over my chips or something, then you go like that and it goes, doesn't it? And it just totally floods it. So in here we've got a little bit of salt, a little bit of caster sugar, and the vinegar, and that will just dissolve in there as I stir it using my stirring implement. Clean hands. As I stir it, I can feel it dissolving as well. It's just wonderful. See, if you use the spoon for that, you won't be able to feel that. Look, it's just about gone. So, quick pickle. I always get myself in a pickle, don't I? That's sort of like, could that be a mum joke?
Yeah.
You know how they say dad jokes?
Yeah.
Why don't we have mum jokes? A mum's not as funny as dad's.
Well, I got on the Mother's Day, it was like a scorecard. I got a D minus for jokes. I got an A for cooking and cleaning and driving. I think I got a B.
Oh my gosh, I never was scored like that. That's a bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Crikey. Your children
Apparently I
scoring
need to tell more jokes.
Oh, you have to tell more jokes. See,
Yeah.
I think you're very funny.
Yeah, but maybe my humour's too sophisticated for an 8-year-old.
Ah, that's why. He just doesn't get it.
That's
Just doesn't
right.
get it. All right. So my onions pickling there. I'm just going to do it a little bit of a swoosh as we go. The pickle will just take off that sharpness of the onion as well. And you know when the cameraman
rawness.
said, yeah, the raw onion, the cameraman said, Paul,
quite
do we
strong.
really need that other half of the onion lying on the workbench earlier on just before we started? And so we know that that onion's going to be really quite strong. So if you just give it a little pickle, makes it a little bit crunchy, a little bit sweet, a little bit salty, a little bit sour, which is absolutely fab in this salad.
So
you can put it out
when
really
you
small
say
if you
like it
want.
makes it a bit sweet, so it slightly cooks it a bit, the pickling, to make it
Well, it
sweet,
doesn't
because
really
there's only a
cook it
tiny
because
bit
it's
of
got some sugar in there. But
tiny
that's
bit of
another,
sugar.
like a pinch of salt, a pinch of sugar.
yeah,
That'd be enough
and
to
the vinegar.
season.
So you've got
those
your
and the vinegar.
salt, sweet, sour in there.
Beautiful.
Excellent.
So I'm going to cut up some tomatoes. So we've got a couple of different coloured tomatoes here. And I'm going to cut up, these
Ooh,
are
you're
the...
fancy cutting today.
Well, yeah, just sort of like slicing them. That one's a little bit thing there, isn't it? But you know what? A little bit of tomato with a little bit of thing on there never hurt anyone. It's just a little
So
bit
you can
of
use any sorts
bruise.
of tomatoes. I think, what was it when we tested this? So in the photo, that it was the medley.
Yeah, I think we
the
use the heirloom.
Tricolour tomatoes.
Yeah.
But
I sort of quite like this for Christmas as well. It's like a red, gold and green salad, isn't it?
mm-hmm.
That's what our Christmas tree is this year. The girls put it up last night. The girls, they're 21 and 24, but we still danced around the Christmas tree and were silly
Did
last
you?
night.
Holding
putting it up,
hands?
flashing our lights and checking out where to put our balls. So we had a good fun last night doing that.
Excellent.
So, well, it is December, so we're allowed to now put up the Christmas tree. So I'm going to actually cut these into little wedges, and it was not premeditated at all.
I just started doing it.
Started doing it. So these tomatoes are a little bit bigger, aren't they, than cherry
They are,
tomatoes?
and they're
You've got
southern-
cherries like that.
From the
Wow.
Southern Forest.
These ones are, yeah, from the
yes,
produce box.
box.
So they're beautifully
that's my
fresh. I
pasta.
certainly know that for sure. Now, Bry's been cooking some pasta as well. I've been going on and on.
On and on. So we've got Tracy's favourite shape pasta. You can use any shape pasta, but this is the orecchiette.
It's quite Freudian, that, you know, isn't
Do you
it?
want to just chest?
Is it quite Freudian? Because orecchiette means listen. And
Oh,
what do
does
I
that?
what
No,
do
what
I
it
do a
is.
lot of?
Talk.
Talk. Yeah, the cameraman just said not listening, but you know what? He's a bit not a listener either. So we're both the same.
It's they're al dente,
He's laughing.
so I'm
now.
just going to cook it for another minute.
yeah, orecchiette,
because
the little ears, they do take a little bit of time.
that's right.
I was going to taste that
I know,
one,
but
wasn't
I
But
tasted it because you were
she's eating
too
it.
busy talking. There you go. And because it's not going in a hot dish, and therefore it will cook a bit more, it needs to be done. And what I'm going to do is actually rinse cold water over it, and I've actually got a bowl to put some ice water in it. Just
I
to,
reckon that's at least 3 or 4 more minutes.
yeah. So
And do you know how I can tell? Ask me.
How can you tell?
Good question, Brony. So I can tell because it's still a little bit floury.
Yep.
Chalky. Yep, floury in the centre of it. So the difference between al dente, which means to the tooth in Italian, and undercooked is that chalkiness, really, isn't it? So taste as you go along. If you're not a pasta cooker from way back, then yeah, I would definitely taste as you go along.
Yeah.
And then you'll understand the different... don't taste it before it's cooked. That'd be silly.
Yeah,
Okay.
that would be silly.
Yeah.
And that gives my bacon, it's getting nice and crispy. I've just turned it down quite low just to finish it off, but it's getting nice and golden, which is just how we want it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, I cranked that up really quick.
Oh,
Saved.
I'm cooking bread at the same time today, so Sue's going to be putting my loaves in the...
The sourdough loaves.
Yum. Watch out,
Excellent.
here comes the sandwich at lunchtime. Okay, so back to the salad just a little bit. Oh, just before we do, while we're finishing off cooking the orecchietti. So when you've got a pasta salad like this, like
I'm gonna
how
get
do
some
you
iced
know?
water ready. Yep.
How do you know which pasta shape to use? So I look at all the other ingredients that I've got. And say for something like long pasta, like spaghetti or pappardelle or linguine. See how I can speak Italian as well as English. I look at sort of like obviously hot, like to have cold spaghetti salad. Have you ever made a cold pasta salad with spaghetti?
No.
We just don't, do we? So shorter, smaller pieces of pasta works better. So, you know, the orecchietti sort of similar-ish size to the tomatoes that we've got here, to the le in the blat or the bloat.
And they're like little cups as well, so they're going to hold.
Yeah, these are all about the same size. The
dressing.
bacon, oh my gosh, that looks so
Doesn't it?
delicious.
Whoops.
If only my bread was ready now, I could have a bacon sandwich.
Oh, can
I
we?
could have a BLT sandwich
Oh, we've
without the
got-
pasta and the bread.
Yeah. Well,
Anyway.
no, we'll be having.
We
pasta,
won't. We'll be
pasta.
having it with the pasta. So
gonna take
think
them.
about what pasta shapes you like. If you're not good at listening, perhaps orecchietti would be right for you as well.
But I did
Mindful
a
cooking.
pasta salad recently with the little spirals, and
Yes.
it came
You
out really
like
nice
those?
because
Yeah.
then the mayo
Yeah.
sits in the little spirals as well.
Totally.
And that's the thing, as you're saying, well, like with the spaghetti, it
just doesn't work, does it?
going to sort of run
You're
off.
gonna
I
have
mean, it won't. but-
spaghetti, and then you're going to have all the rest of the ingredients. I believe we
me.
have a question, and please feel free. Oh, it's not a question; it's just obviously a comment about something I said. Oh, really, Nat? That's an interesting one, isn't it? Well, I suppose it's
Crunchy.
crunchy, and you can eat it.
Yeah.
So that's what's the problem then, Nat, really, isn't it? You've actually found out, just discovered, don't anyone else eat raw pasta, otherwise you turn out like Natalie. Love you, Nat, really. So, yeah, pasta shape's really good idea. Did you used to eat penne pasta as well, Natalie, or just spaghetti?
I
Interesting.
am, and I love, in a salad as well, it looks pretty as
Right,
the
changing the...
Sorry, I'm
Yeah,
back
no.
to the subject. Was farfalle, the bows.
The
They're
bows.
that's quite cute.
Farfalle is good. And the other one I was
Farfalle.
going to say is penne as well.
Yes.
Penne pasta.
So any
or
short
strozzapreti, you could even
tubular
tubular pasta.
is good.
I've got to get my...
Sorry, I was laughing because it makes me think of like the Ninja Turtles.
Does it?
Yeah, it's totally tubular, Jude.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think of Tubular Bells
Okay.
by... Who did Tubular Bells? Mike Oldfield.
I have no idea what that is.
That shows you. That shows you what a decade
And do you know what the
doesn't it?
Ninja Turtles are?
Well, I do know what the Ninja Turtles
Okay,
are,
just
but
checking.
I don't... We were more into Teletubbies.
All right, look
and,
how good my bacon is. Woo.
Lovely.
And your pickle. So
Yeah.
do you?
So I can tell that that's pickled as well because I can taste a bit, but also that it's just softened just a little bit with the pickle going in. And what happens is that, yeah, it just has to, because the onions, look at that beautiful shape. How could anyone say no to that? The beautiful onions are just very, very thin, so they're absorbing the pickle really quickly. So a quick pickle like this is very common for Asian food. We do the What do we do? Briar's gone. Think.
Sorry,
we
Taste
do-
of Tokyo. We do it in.
Yeah, we do a
Cucumber
cucumber pickle,
pickle.
which is really cut really
Oops,
thin,
turn that off.
Japanese pickle, and then we do for the banh mi. We also do the
Carrot and onion.
carrot and onion pickle. I'm just gonna plonk that in there.
Yeah, you've still got to get your avocado done.
Yeah, I know. I'm really quick at avocado.
Okay, so you take that out
We
of the
don't
vinegar.
really
you don't
want to
need
put
the
all
vinegar.
that vinegar in there, no, because we've got a dressing which you can
I will
stir
organise
together.
'cause I can do that.
So, do you want to tell them about the dressing?
I do.
Can you see
Thanks
that,
so
Mr.
much.
Cameraman?
So what I've got is our homemade mayonnaise. Once
Look
again,
at the
it's on the Cook's
colour.
Collective. The reason it's that colour is because of the Charcoal Springs beautifully fresh eggs. And
From
there's just so
Manjimup.
many choices of things to eat today. I'm like, oh, like just an egg sandwich.
excited?
Bacon and egg sandwich.
Yeah, you're
When's
excited,
your
aren't
bread
you?
going to be ready?
Another 35 minutes.
Oh,
And then we've got to
fresh
wait
bread.
an hour.
No, fresh bread, just butter. That's good. Anyway,
Do you want to share my bread?
yeah.
I'll share. I love you
Um,
enough to share my bread.
We've got Greek yogurt here. That sort of.
It's the bin then.
Oh, and there's a little bit of whey there, and we had this thing last week where we mixed it through, and it sort of thinned it out a bit, didn't it? So we strained
so
the
you've got to
yogurt.
understand
When.
what dressing you're making and when to strain the yogurt a little bit in a sieve in the fridge overnight to make that a little bit less runny.
That's right. However, we didn't mind it being slightly runny for this because it then helped coat the pasta salad. Didn't it?
Correct.
So I've got
Correct.
yogurt.
So we've chosen to leave it
So we've chosen to leave it.
and not.
And this sort of, what is it? Sort of lightens the dressing, the mayonnaise, doesn't it?
It just gives it, because
And a
mayonnaise
bit of a
can be a little
tang.
bit heavy if you're not careful. Our mayonnaise, over the years that I've been making mayonnaise, whenever I try although it's an egg, a whole egg mayonnaise from the supermarket, I'm just like, oh my gosh, all I can taste is salt. I can't taste
Speaking of salt.
any of the beautiful, olive oil or the mustard or any of the really nice taste. All I can taste.
That's right. And
is
just so you know,
salt.
when we do make our mayonnaise, we do an olive oil one with the light Cobram Estate olive oil,
Move this over here.
not the classic, because it is a bit strong for that. You
Excuse
can use
me.
all sorts of
Okay.
oils, but that would be the healthiest option, is the Cobram Estate light olive oil. So that's looking lovely. I put some salt and pepper, got our new little grinders in.
Oh yes,
from
I was going
Dream Farm.
to show people those because if you missed them last week, I think these are absolutely divine. These are the brand new pepper mills, or it's a spice mill. It's a spice mill that grinds one-handed or two for extra speed and output.
Can I put my pasta in? Sorry.
So on the back of them is a little container that you can open and you can put...
You can change the
you can-
jar at the bottom.
So
Oh.
how easy is that? And the mechanics of it, the mechanism is it's heavy and robust. So if you don't want to have pepper in your pepper mill and you go, oh, I'd like some ground cumin somewhere. You take that off, you put your ground cumin in.
I wouldn't mind one of those for Christmas.
Ah, nice. And then on the front,
Oh,
I've just got to
bacon.
show you this because
Yeah, yeah.
I get excited
It's
about
alright,
this,
I'll-
right? Because you can do that,
Thanks.
but then in a minute let's not do it all up until we've done this.
Okay.
Because I want to really show people this because the cleverness of it is the people that have invented these in Brisbane, lovely brother and sister team, the Dream Farm team, and on the front you can change the grind. So you can have really thick grind or really thin grind or any in between. I think there's 5 different thicknesses or coarsenesses, which you can very easily do from the front. And then when you put it on your table, you sit it up like that, you see. So
rabbit.
it doesn't make that sort of mess
Yeah.
on your
Yeah.
table or on your
As
workbench.
as you know, I'm very big on cracked black pepper.
yeah, you do love it,
I
don't
do.
you?
Well, it's something I grew up
I
with.
know, I'm not
Everything
saying-
you
saying
put,
it's great.
I know, put black pepper on. But I trying to find the right pepper mill.
Oh,
You know that after a
totally
while,
agree with you.
it it doesn't grind anymore or whatever.
Exactly, the grinding thing breaks down. I've had mine at home since I was about 20. I bought it from Habitat in Guildford.
Okay.
And I have never, ever had one as good as that up until now.
Right, there you go.
So there you go. We have got them in the shop here at Matters of Taste. This one's the, what do you call this one? Supreme? The
Deluxe version?
Deluxe version with the wooden handles, which we like because it goes with our Murray River salt box. Otherwise, there's this one, which is the not wooden handles. And this is a lighter version, but the actual mill itself is exactly the same inside this one as it is inside that one. I just think they're brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So back to the
Blat.
Because if you have good gear in the kitchen, it just makes it so much easier, doesn't it? Right. So back to the blat. Do you want to, or shall I?
Toss it.
Yeah.
You're going to get
I'm going to get some spoons because
you don't want
to be quite
squish
honest
the
with
avocado.
you. Well, to be quite honest with you, I don't know whether I want to do it with my hands. It's all mayonnaise, isn't it? Do you want to just pour that over? I'm just going to show the cameraman that.
Yeah.
Very gorgeous. And we're going to put it on this nice brown plate in a second.
Okay,
So this is really delicious. You can have this as a, as you can. I'm so used to using my hands. I feel really fun. Strange doing it like this. You can have this as a main course, just like this. You can have warm pasta through it. Not hot, but warm. Absolutely delicious. And I'm going to ask Bri just to put a sprinkle of salt onto there, because if you think about it, we haven't seasoned the tomatoes.
No.
Or the avocado.
And or the salad. Of course, the pasta was cooked in salted boiling water. The mayonnaise, because we made it, I put salt in that, but just to bring it all together, seasoning, of course.
I'm going to have to do that. Yeah, I'm going to have to do it like this. It's a bit easier. So double spoonfuls. Like that.
Tricky.
And I'm going to ask you, being the pepper queen that you are,
to put pepper on
put
top.
pepper on top. I'm just going to make sure we've got some beautiful tomato.
You can use all sorts of different things in here as well, of
You
course.
can,
It
but then
wouldn't
you'll
be a
have to-
blat, would it?
No, that's right.
A
And then
blatto.
they'd have to bloat.
Bloat.
I think that's so funny.
Uh,
It does tickle my
alright.
fancy. All right. And then, are you going to do it two-handed or
I
one?
can-
Let's go two. No, it's so
It's
like
not-
this. Okay.
Wow, I'm getting it all over the bench too.
I know, it's the thing.
Wow,
It's
that
the
is a lot of
design.
pepper.
You'll like that.
Yeah, I'm going to get that bit off the top. That'll
It
be mine.
actually does taste really, really nice with all that pepper on it as well. It just works with mayonnaise as
Oh,
well.
I'm going to get
It's really, really
bacon.
nice.
Excellent.
So there is our blat just for you. Nice. Yeah. So that mayonnaise, the yogurt's really lightened up the mayonnaise a bit, and really for health purposes, yogurt in the mayonnaise is good, and making your own mayonnaise with light extra virgin olive oil is much better than buying the mayonnaise from the supermarket, which is just made with very refined vegetable oil.
It's so quick and easy. Video on the Cooks Collective. You can make it in under a minute.
Oh, the video of the
mayonnaise.
mayonnaise. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what does she mean you can make this in under a minute? We've just spent 25 minutes doing it.
It's yum. The bacon is yum. I like the crispy bacon, of course, that I did. But it's all good. Next week.
I love them.
Next week.
I'm going to be here with Tanina Holder. Yay!
Yeah.
Not that, Bri's going to be here as
I'll
well.
be on that side
She'll
of the
be
camera.
organising us probably. And Tanina is going to be gifting to us and all our Cooks Collective members and all our clients a non-cook, no-bake honey pavlova. She's a
Sounds interesting.
pretty funky
She
dessert
is.
queen
That's
person,
right.
isn't she?
And I think that's perfect leading up to Christmas. 'cause
Absolutely.
Aussie
So-
Christmas, pavlova.
Tanina will have her Thermomix version. I will be making it into an ordinary kitchen equipment version, so everyone can make this at home, even if you haven't got a Thermomix. It'll be very, very lovely and great technique to understand as well. Very much looking forward to that.
Yes.
So enjoy the blatt pasta meanwhile, and we look forward to seeing you next Tuesday in the Cooks Collective.
Yeah, I got my apron dirty.